Morning members, welcome to the Stranraer Common Good. We've currently got myself, the Chair, Councillor Dashbert and Councillor Giusti. So we are not quorum, so as per our standing orders, we'll go to a 10-minute recess. Thank you. Good morning members and welcome to this meeting of the Stranraer Common Good Subcommittee. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded and will be made available for viewing through our council's website. Remote participants, please follow the good practice guidance, which includes muting microphones and switching off your video when you're not addressing the meeting, writing speak in the Teams chat function when you want to contribute. Please don't repeat contributions already made by other members. No material should be posted in the chat function if it's intended as part of the discussion. The usual standing orders apply, including that any votes will be undertaken by roll call. If any member has to leave the meeting, please leave the Teams meeting for that period of time, or write leave in the Teams chat function and then join when you rejoin the meeting so we can keep track of whether the meeting is quorate. All members should speak clearly, taking their time and speaking directly into the microphone when making contributions. When referring to reports, please provide reference to the relevant page and paragraph to allow everyone to follow. Please focus contributions in areas where clarification is required or to propose an alternative to a recommendation. Item 1 is sederant, and apologies, and I approve remote participation. Gillian, can you provide the sederant, please?
Certainly, thanks, Chair. On Microsoft Teams this morning, we have Councillor Dashbert as Chair. We've got Councillors Giusti and Hill present.
Thank you. Item 2, do any members have a declaration of interest or a statement of connection to make? No, thank you. Item 3 is minutes of the previous meeting of 5th of March 2025. Are we happy to approve? Got silence, I'll take that as yes. Thank you. I've been informed that item 4, development of a transport hub at Port Rody, has been withdrawn at the request of officers. So I'll just pass over to the officer to explain that for us. Thanks, Gillian.
Certainly, thanks, Chair. We got a notification yesterday from the report author that the report's been withdrawn from the agenda this morning, and there's going to be a future report presented at the next Common Good to members. However, the report author will provide an offline update to Stranraer Common Good members regarding the status and progress.
Okay, thank you. I'm assuming the reason for that is do you have any further information, Gillian? Is it about commercial sensitivity or such, or
I have no further
information? Yeah,
Chair, I've literally been given a line. I got notification yesterday that the report was being withdrawn, and then have basically been given the line from the report author. So information will come out to members as soon as possible for you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. So moving on to item 5, Stranraer Common Good Fund Subcommittee Workshop Feedback. This report provides members with an update from the workshop held between Stranraer Common Good members, local organisations and groups within Stranraer who have or may wish to access the Stranraer Common Good Fund. So we're asked to note the information and agree for a programme of member visits to organisations to be developed, and then agree to receive a monitoring report for 2024-25 as detailed at 4.6. I'll open it up to member debate. Are there any questions or comments? Thank you. Councillor Giusti.
Thanks, Chair. I found the workshop quite interesting with the two organisations that actually came to us. There was a lot of good discussion in there on how we can, I'm not going to say tighten up our criteria, but make our criteria more accessible for people and for groups to actually come to us and for us to make that benefit. Because it was limited with the amount of exposure we got, the two groups actually coming to us, or two charities coming to us, this is why we've asked for a further programme of member visits to organisations for us to actually get more information, find out what the organisations are doing, get that real hands-on feel of how these organisations are going. But you know yourself, it's difficult for us as members to go out there and just jump into a charity and say, oh, I want a coffee and give me a flavour. people are busy nowadays. So I think if we have a proper structure and there's an understanding of what we're actually looking for in that in those discussions, I think it'd be a really worthwhile thing to do, and it really give the committee a flavour of what we're funding, what we're doing, what we're supporting in the community, and how we should be supporting it. I would be happy to go with the recommendation.
You're on mute, Ben.
Chair, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry, no, thank you. Yeah, no, happy to go with the recommendations. I think I would just query, do officers have any idea about which groups in mind specifically they would like us to meet?
I think really we're at the hands of members, Chair. There was a bit of a list given when we had the workshop for the members present. However, we're happy to officers are happy to work with members to pull together a programme. If there's particular organisations within the Stranraer area that you want to go and visit, then that's something obviously that your lead officer Kerry will be working with you on, and I'm happy to support and update the information that we've worked with or we've pulled together at the moment.
Okay, that sounds great. Chrissy, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I think it should be open to all groups. I mean, we did give a list. Andrew and I were at that meeting, and we did give you a list, Gillian, didn't we, of who we'd like to meet? But I think it would be really good to go around all of the groups and see what they're thinking and have a chat with them. I don't think it would be fair just to pick some. I think it needs to be all of the groups because they all volunteer and do a tremendous job in Stranraer. So I think that's really important. Thanks.
Thank you. Kerry, can I bring you in?
It might be worth looking at, obviously there is a huge amount of third sector organisations and groups within the Stranraer area, some that you may not have come across, some that I may not have come across that hasn't actually applied for any funding previously. The funding is quite regular and there's kind of regular applicants. So it might be worth you looking at themes or, trying to kind of narrow it down, because obviously there is a huge amount of organisations that would be eligible to apply for Stranraer Common Good that maybe haven't done so. Yeah, so it might be worth members thinking about maybe a theme or something so that there's a bit of structure to it, because we don't want anybody to be missed either. If you open it up for everyone, I might not be aware of a group, you might not be aware of a group. So, it would be useful to have some kind of structure to it.
I think that's a good idea, and if we can maybe open it up to members, maybe to email yourself with themes for suggestions, and we can narrow it down perhaps. But I'll bring you in, Andrew, but I'll just go back to Councillor Hill briefly.
Yeah, I think Kerry's right. There probably is a number of groups that we're not 100% sure of, but it would be really good as elected members to have a list of all the groups that you are aware of, Kerry, if that's okay. And then we could have a look at those and work out the themes from that, because it's quite difficult to work out the themes if we don't have a list of all of the different groups and what they do. So if that list is available, that'd be really, really good for us to have, and maybe work from there and then add ones in as we go along.
I mean, I can give you, a list of groups that I am aware of, but as I say, I don't know all the groups of, there is huge amounts of groups in Stranraer, and I won't be aware of them all. There is no method of getting an up-to-date list, because all the lists that have been created are all, antiquated. They're pretty much dated, because as soon as you put a list online, it becomes dated because people change and groups, are no longer in existence. I think I was trying to find contact details for the YMCA and it said it's officially closed. So I don't know if that group's shut or not. I haven't heard. So I can give you a list of the groups that I have and I'm in contact with. And a Google search obviously will bring some up, and there's various other methods, but we'll try and create as a robust list as possible, and you can start from there.
And it might be worth looking at like our council plan for themes which have been agreed, and use that as maybe a basis for themes, I suppose. But Councillor Giusti.
Actually, so as an idea, we obviously don't want to prejudice the not so regular faces that come to us, and that's absolutely right. There are a lot of groups out there, maybe a way to get in contact with them, not directly but indirectly, is we should have maybe a press campaign. Maybe put £200-300 out of our revenue into a press campaign, get it in the paper, maybe do a few leaflets or something like that, get it around so that people know that the common good's actually a thing. I think there's a lot of folk like parent councils, etc., that don't even know that common good is a thing. And it might just be worthwhile getting that out there just so folk can see it. I don't know if that's worthwhile if we're even able to do that. I don't know who would do that, if we're allowed to instruct officers to do that. But yeah, sorry, I'm not sure.
Thanks, Andrew. Kerry?
It was in relation to that specific point, but not in relation to the, if you're able to instruct officers. That's something that we can look at with regards to if you have funding that you can pay for, a media campaign. What I would say though is that the third sector are very good at promoting funding streams. They also do meet the funder events, and that is maybe something that that you would maybe want a presence of Stranraer Common Good at. So that's maybe something that you could consider when there is like a number of organisations, and what tends to happen is that it's like a market stall, and individuals from the community groups go around these stalls and find out all the different funders and find out if they're eligible, what the criteria is. So it might be that there is something along that line on offer. I will liaise with the third sector to see if there's anything coming up in recent months and get back to you on that. Or it's something that you may wish to offer yourselves to do something independently of the third sector.
Thanks, Kerry. I think that's a really good idea, because they do have these Meet the Funder events and things. Are you aware that the council has ever done that for other council funding pots that they do? Not just the common good. I mean, does as the council ever engage with these to promote like area funding or coastal benefit funding or such before? Do you know?
I'm not sure if they do. I'm not aware.
Okay.
I mean, generally council funding is quite oversubscribed, so people tend to be aware of it. However, where there's change to criteria, or where there's changes to themes, it might be worthwhile. Okay,
that's great. So if you take that as an action to liaise with them and explore marketing opportunities, I suppose. Do any members have any more questions? No. Okay, so if we're content with that, we'll go to the recommendations. So we're being asked to note 2.1 and agree 2.2 and 2.3. Thank you, and we'll take that as an action through Kerry to get information about funding and such. Okay. Thank you, members. So moving on, that takes me to any other business. I have no other business, so that concludes the meeting for today, and thanks for your contributions.
Yeah, just